Hello Audrey, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Lena. How are you?
I'm doing really good, thank you. Yeah, I just want to have this quick meeting just so we can have a bit of a get together, have a quick review of the past 6 months for you, just to see how everything is going. So, I just want to see how's everything actually been? How are you doing on a personal level?
Okay, I guess. It's not been too good recently with recent events, but I'm coping, I guess.
hmm Yeah, so I mean, we've had it on record, obviously, about your parents passing. And I just want to first check, how do you feel, how is the company providing enough support for you? Do you feel comfortable being back at work at this period?
Well, if I'm honest, not as comfortable as I could be, with the events that happened. I've now been moved into a different department, which wasn't my choice. Um, it's it's been difficult. I'm not going to lie, it has been difficult. Um, but it's not as bad as it could be.
Okay, I get that. I mean, and do you feel that, do you want to see any further support from us that will help you at this period, or do you just want to try and get on with work at this period?
Well, I think at this point it'd be better for me to just try and get on with my work, It's come to the point now where this is what I do on a daily basis, and I used to be able to really, get into work, bury myself in it, and just, really get on well with it. But since the move to a different department, it just doesn't feel right now. I don't feel like part of the team there. I mean, the next oldest person there is 26.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm the oldest person in there by far. I mean, I'm not complaining. They're a lovely team. But it's just, you really feel like the odd one out. You really feel singled out.
I understand that, and I understand at this period it's quite a lot to try and get back into. And I mean, for me personally, I want you to know the reason why we actually wanted to have you now in the beauty department is pure because we've seen how fantastic you are dealing with customers in the medical department, and we think that you've got that energy that is really prioritised here. I mean, before we do talk on that, and we just talk about your key product indicators, I mean, I just want you to know that I know everything's hard for you at the moment, but I want you to know we do have an open door policy here. If you do have any issues, I want you to feel comfortable with being able to come in and speaking to me or anyone else in the company. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say you were telling me that you're not necessarily feeling comfortable in your new department. Now, I say I'm just looking at some of the figures from your work, and I can see that in the period in all your previous 6-month reviews, dating back from December 2012, so you've been with us quite a while,
Mm-hmm.
up to December 2014, you were smashing all your targets. I mean, you were doing fantastic. I mean, if you just want to look here at our figures, we can see that you are expected to make about 100 calls a day. On average, you were smashing this and been doing up to 110 in 2012, June 2013, 112, and you managed to, it was a growing trend. So clearly, I can see that you were very, very comfortable in the medical department, and because of that, you were able to almost develop it yourself, which is probably why you were able to do so many calls successfully, and increase targets. And obviously with all of these you did have very good customer ratings. I mean, I'm seeing fantastic figures here.
Oh, thank you.
From 4.6 up to 4.7. I mean, would you say that, what was it that you felt that made the medical, was the reason why the medical department was much more comfortable for you, shall we say?
It was just a much more diverse team, There was a whole range of age ranges. I mean, I wasn't clearly like the oldest one there. I knew the product better as well. That's the product that I had the training in, or the department I had the training in. I just knew that product a lot better. It's like coming into the beauty department and selling this product with no prior training, just literally being given a paperwork pack saying this is it, go and sell it. It is kind of like if you yourself were taken out of the setting, put into a computer shop and asked to sell the latest computer to a really technical person. You might not know what you're talking about. So I try the best that I can with it, but I just don't know the product as much, and it doesn't help when you're very conscious of the fact that you're very much the newcomer in a team of really new young people, and you're not the youngest yourself.
Okay, Audrey, I mean, I do hear what you're saying. So, if you want, between you and me, we can work out a bit of a personal development plan. Because, as I was going to say, I mean, we can see here in in the 6 months between December 2014 and June 2015, your figures have dropped almost in half. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand this has been a very tough period for you. I mean, in a period from where you've moved departments and you have unfortunately suffered personal bereavement. So we can, I can see from your past that you are a star colleague. I mean, these drops are quite significant. I mean, I can almost see that with the average length of your calls, they've actually increased. I mean, you're supposed to be doing about 3.5 minutes per call, or you're doing about 5.2. Is this purely because you're wanting to talk more about the product, or because you're just unsure about the product itself? Like, you're just trying to find clarity? That makes sense.
It was kind of like a much more streamlined process when I was in the medical area, because I knew the product, I knew what I was talking about. This one, it feels like you're treading on ice a little bit. You know, you've got to be a bit more careful, take it slower until you're confident enough with the product. It's like it wouldn't be wise to go into a completely new department and just rush through the calls, because it's a new product that I don't really believe I've been given adequate training on.
Okay. Well, that's the thing that you mentioned, and so you're saying that you're not happy with the training. Now, I will set up a personal development plan for you. And in that PDP, what we will do is we're going to get you some training. We're going to have a bit of one-to-one training, because I've got quite a good expertise on these products. Do you have much knowledge of the beauty products that we do sell in general?
Well,
Or, do you use any of them yourself, or is it just a case of these ones are ones which you're still not adequate? Because what we can do is we can get some samples for you to have a look at, and we can get some people who on the team who've been here for quite a while, and they can also coach you a little bit. Do you feel that would help quite a lot?
It might help, but if I'm totally honest, my goal would be to try and move back to the medical department.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I joined the company for. That was my job description, to be in that department. That's what I signed up for, and I've been there for quite a long time. That's where I feel most comfortable, with a team that I feel accept me, and I think that this department, with its general age demographic, is for a younger, more more go-getter type person, you know. I think that I would be better suited back in the department where I know everyone knows me. I've got a big client base there. I've got people who I know personally, repeat custom as well. So I feel that my talents are better in the medical department.
Mm-hmm. And okay, we understand that. But as I said, we are impressed with your expertise, and the reason why we want you now in the beauty is because we see you as a future team leader. We see you being able to step out of where you've been for quite a while and being able to reach new heights. Because, as I said, we do value you as a worker for us.
Well, that's also something I want to talk to you about. I have, up until now, I've been getting my regular bonus because I've been hitting my targets. And I understand that with this move over that I haven't been hitting the targets, and obviously that's made me ineligible for the full bonus. But given the circumstance of such a quick move over, and the fact that I didn't complain or I didn't object to the move, I would think that, not the full bonus obviously, but I do think I should be entitled to something. I mean, I have been a very hard and loyal worker with this company,
Mm-hmm.
and I've not so much flat out said no, I don't want to move, and I haven't kicked up a big fuss about it like some people do. And I'm very willing. I mean, I love the company. I'm very willing to stay with the company. I'm just looking for either move back, which would be preferable, or to get some more training. But I do think that I should at least get something for that level of commitment.
Okay. Well, I mean, as I have said, you are a star employee. You have shown us in the past you are fantastic in what you do, and your knowledge is unquestionable. Unfortunately, we can't, looking at the results, just in order to try and keep a equal footing with our other colleagues, we can't unfortunately have a bonus for you on this month, just purely because your key product indicators are just not quite there.
But,
Now,
my KPIs have been solid up until now. The
Mhm.
only reason that they've dropped is because you moved me rather unexpectedly, and that wasn't my choice. Had you not moved me, my KPIs would still be going good. So the drop in the KPIs isn't my fault.
I understand, and I say this is why I want you to get back up to that level now. I mean, I want this to be classed as the rut, and now I want you and me to now we can work together, and I want us to work on a plan so that we can get you back up in the next 6 months. I mean, I also understand you're in a new department as well, and that means that in order to reach bonus, that the targets are very high for you at this moment. So over the next 3 months, I am also going to lower your targets so that you can work to those as well. Gradually work your way up. I know it might not seem necessary for at this moment in time because you haven't quite reached the bonus category, but we are going to work together and we will get you back up there. And so what I want you to take from this meeting today, I want you to understand that we do value you and we do think you've got a very successful future ahead of you in this company. I understand obviously you do want to go back to medical. I want you to try at least another 6 months with us here at Beauty. And I am going to personally make sure that the next 6 months goes a bit easier for you. You're going to get the training that you do need so that you'll feel comfortable in the brand. And as I said, we will lower your targets just in line so that you can then comfortably graduate towards it. Does that feel quite fair to you?
Well, what you're saying seems fair, but at the end of this 6 months, if I'm not happy with it, will I be able to be moved back to medical? That would be obviously my primary choice. It's just that that's my passion, that's where it was, and at this point in time, although I will do the job, as you see, I do the job, I don't refuse to come into work, it just feels like I'm not going to be enjoying my job anymore, and I mean, not enjoying the job, not enjoying the role, and that could affect negatively on my view of my place in this company.
I mean, Drew, that's why what we will do is we will set up to make the next 6 months at least a little bit easier for you. I say I'm also going to get a buddy to work with you, just so they can give you some knowledge as well, and give you some little insider tips, better ways of being able to promote the products which you are selling. I mean, we are a team here, and we will always look out for each other, and that's what I want to do with you. If after 6 months you're not comfortable, we'll have a look at what we can do for you. Okay? Are you happy with the objectives that we've reached today?
Fairly okay, yes.
Okay. I understand obviously you might not be necessarily happy with not reaching your bonus, but we will work together, and by the end of the year I'm sure that we can get you there. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So as I've said before, you are a valued member, so do feel free to speak to me or one of my colleagues. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Bye bye now.
Goodbye.